What's up, everybody? Shay here with another Ableton hack. This time it's more geared to our intro users. So let's take a look at the Ableton website real quick just to see the quick differences between intro, standard, and suite. So the main limitation for intro is obviously you only get 16 audio MIDI tracks, 8 scenes, 2 center returns, 8 mono audio inputs and outputs. But for the person like balling on a budget who's just getting into music production, I think intro is a great place to start. If you only have like $100, I think this is great. 2 send and return tracks though, sketchy. Ableton, like you could have gave them 4, gave standard 8, and then suite 12, because if you max out at 12, why would you give standard 12? I don't get it. I digress. Anyways, let's head to Ableton to see how we can hack this feature. So like the website said, intro users are only able to access 2 center return tracks, which is kind of limiting. So how do I go about send and returns? Typically, I don't really use send and returns that much in the conventional way like these. I am more keen to use the technique that I'm going to be showing you guys right now. So let's get into it. So the first off, you just grab your effect like normal, like you would just drop it on your return track like that. But we'll just drop it on the track itself. I'm gonna click the effect and then I'm gonna hit Command G to group it, and then I'm gonna open up the chain selector, which is the little box with like 3 lines on it. And then I'm gonna rename this chain verb, because remember, naming your tracks is important to getting a good sound. We're gonna duplicate this, Command D, and then I'm gonna rename this one dry. So this is our dry vocal. I'm going to get rid of the reverb because it's a dry signal, no effects on it. And then we have a reverb on the reverb. And then I'm going to turn the dry wet all the way up. So if you solo just the dry, you're only going to hear the dry signal. It's pretty dry. We're going to solo the reverb. It's pretty wet. Cool. So now we can duplicate the verb again. And now let's rename this delay. And let's delete that effect. Go down to my simple delay, and we can just drag that right onto the chain like that. So if we solo that, we have our delay now. That's delaying. Cool. So the moment of truth. Can we add another effect? And mind you, this will be 3 effects versus our 2 effects that we are capped out of as an intro user. So let's use a chorus for this third effect, and boom, there it is. Let's go ahead and name it chorus, because chorus. This is what it sounds like. So cool. How awesome is that? 2 center return tracks? I think not, Ableton. I'll have as many as I want. So in theory, you really could just duplicate this and just have the longest effect center return chain known to man. There's probably a cap to this, but as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much infinite. I don't think you're ever going to use more than like 20 on a track, you know what I mean? So go wild with this, experiment with this. And these work the same way that a normal send and return would work in Ableton, or auxiliary send in like Pro Tools or Logic or any other DAW really. This is just kind of Ableton's niche chain selector. I wouldn't really call it an auxiliary send, but it's kind of functioning as one. So we can do everything that we normally do. So let's lower, reverb to mix it in with our dry signal. We can even add more effects to the effects. So let's say you want to EQ the reverb. So now I am only affecting this reverb with this EQ. So I can roll off the low end. I can, take out like some nasty like 125 hertz, and then just so with reverb, without reverb, obviously you hear the difference. You can do like delay throws or reverb throws like you would with a normal return track. So if I enable automation on this and I click my delay volume, I'm going to turn it down because I don't want the delay playing the entire time. Maybe on like the last jack I do want delay though. So I'll lift that up to about, let's see what that sounds like. Oh, maybe it would help if I soloed it. So cool. And then you can do reverb throws like that. And then we can just just add our chorus because we like our chorus, but we'll lower the volume.
Jack. Let's jack. Jack. Let's.
So that's our audio effect rack that we just made. So with the audio effect rack off.
Jack. Let's jack.
On.
Jack. Let's jack.
Cool. So yeah, guys, I really hope you guys learned something from this. I hope you guys can take this grouping the audio effect rack and making your own effect racks and turning them into basically unlimited center returns. So use this information. I hope you guys make a banger. See you guys in the next one.